Hey guys, so I hadn't originally planned on this part of my blog being a video, but I tried to write it umpteen times and I was never happy with it. I thought that out of all of my posts, this one I wanted to be something I was proud of, and I just wasn't. It's hard to put into writing, so I figured I was going to get on camera, unscripted. I have no idea what I'm going to say, and I was just going to talk to you like I were talking to a friend and explain the procedure that I'm having. So after my experience on Lupron, so if you read the portions of my blog titled The Shot, there's episode 1 to the final episode and then the aftermath. Right now, I am still kind of in the aftermath. I am not working. I had to quit my job. I am still taking my online classes, and my surgery today is the 5th of September, which means 23 days from now. At 26 years old, I am having a hysterectomy. If you don't know what that is the removal of the uterus, the cervix. They are leaving my remaining ovaries so that I can make my own hormones. Hopefully. If it is enveloped with endometriosis, it will have to go too, which will send me into menopause. And fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Was it a hard decision? Yes. But it was also the easiest decision I ever made. Lupron was miserable, and being off of Lupron is miserable. The pain, the fatigue, the bloating, the nausea, the depression, everything that comes along with endometriosis is so underrated. And as I mentioned in my About Me video, if you haven't seen that, if you click on the About Me link, I have just a little video describing kind of who I am and why I started this, if you aren't somebody who knows me personally. But even if you are, you don't know this part. You know, people ask me, what's it like to be so young and to find out you can't have kids? And the answer to that is, it's tough. I had a hard time. I really did. I had a hard time for a while. And, you know, I would go through different scenarios in my head and I would think about things like, who's gonna take care of me when I'm old? Or, you know, I see people with big families and I think about, like, how lonely is my Christmas going to be? Or my birthday, you know, things like that. But then I also think, on the other hand, you know, what I can do with my life. I try to look at the positive, and I know that it wouldn't be healthy for me, and it wouldn't be healthy for a baby, and I probably wouldn't be able to conceive anyways. So with the odds stacked against me, this is my best option. I've talked to a psychiatrist, I've talked to my neurologist, because I do have hormonal migraines and things like that, and I've talked to my gynecologist. And we have all agreed that this is the best course of action. It's unfortunate, yes, but this isn't what I asked for, but it's what I was given. You know, sometimes we get dealt cards that we didn't want, but I'm gonna do my damn best to play them. So that's another reason I wanted to start this and continue it, and especially start making videos so that you can see my face and hear my voice, because no matter how many times I wrote about my upcoming hysterectomy and about my ability to never bear children of my own, it never seemed like it was coming across sincere. And I thought, you know, they're gonna read this and think I'm crazy, or, you know, think that I don't actually mean what I'm saying. So if they can see my face and my body language and they can hear my voice, this is where I'm at. You know, I'm not scared. I'm actually excited. And as I mentioned again in that first video, this diagnosis and this whole process has changed my life. It's changed what I want to do. I want to advocate for this, for not only endometriosis, not only other young women like me, which I know there are millions of you out there that suffer in silence. So I'm being a voice for you and a face for you. You can totally watch me anonymously, or you can read my blog anonymously, but there is a contact session. If you ever want to get in contact with me, email me, find me on social media. All of my stuff is linked below. I'll always be there to talk. Whether you have a mental illness, an autoimmune disease, endometriosis, or you're just a person that is discouraged or feels like they've lost their strength, because I know that it seems in my posts that I have a very positive outlook on all of this, but I didn't always, and I don't always. I still have bad days. I still have days where I feel like a victim. Like, why did this happen to me? What is wrong with me? You know, the one thing that a woman's body is meant for, mine can't do. But you can't think like that. So I decided that I wasn't. I just woke up one day and decided I wasn't going to think like that anymore. I was going to think positively. So after my hysterectomy, I won't have periods anymore. Not having children will save me a ton of money. It gives me the opportunity to grow in my career. It gives me the opportunity to be present in my relationship. It gives me the opportunity to travel. And I have such big dreams now that I didn't have a year ago. A year ago, I was just kind of content in my life, and I didn't know what my purpose was. And I never really wanted to be a mom. It just wasn't in the cards for me, I thought. You know, you can ask my parents from the time I was little. It just wasn't something, I wasn't one of those little girls with a bunch of baby dolls that, you know, dreamed about having kids. It's never been a priority to me. And I know a lot of people won't agree with that, and that's fine. A lot of people aren't going to agree with a lot of things that I say or that I write on this blog, and that's totally cool. I understand that these are really sensitive topics, and everyone, depending on your religion, your upbringing, your views, whatever it is, I respect your views, so I hope you can respect mine. This was a decision that I made, but also keep in mind that just because I can't get pregnant doesn't mean that if I change my mind, I can't have children. I can adopt, and I will have one ovary if I want to harvest from, and I can actually have children that are biologically my own. So knowing that is a solace. Never being able to experience pregnancy is strange, but it's something that I've come to terms with. And that's what you have to do, is I think I tried so hard for so long to just ignore all this, and I didn't have time to process any of it. Like I have mentioned, and as you've seen, I was diagnosed in December. I'm sorry if you can hear the loud car outside. I was diagnosed in December, and it is now September of the next year, and I'm getting my hysterectomy. So I didn't have years to think about this. I had to process all of this in a matter of 9 months. And it's been a lot. It definitely has been a lot. And I wasn't myself for 3 of those months during Lupron. So do I have bad days? Yes. But am I confident in my decision to do this? Yes. The surgery is going to be similar to my first one. Right now I don't have a very good camera setup. This is being filmed on my iPhone, so I'm gonna stand up and show you the scars from my first surgery. They're not crazy or anything. I'll make another post about how I got them to fade. But it is going to be kind of a robotic assisted surgery. So they're not just gonna slice my belly open like a C-section. So I'll show you if you can see. I don't know if you can see, but so they went through my belly button right here, and then one right here, and another little one over here. I'll back up if you can't see those here, through my belly button right here and here. And that's about how big the incisions were. The belly button one was a little bigger, but they're going to go in through the same incisions, so the scarring shouldn't be too much more. Obviously there is, along with any surgery, risks. They could end up having to cut me open. I could end up needing a blood transfusion. I guess the uterus actually sits on top of the bladder, and it will actually need to be peeled off, so I could have a rupture in my bladder or in my bowel. But my doctor has said that if she thinks that it's at a point where any of my vital organs are at stake, that she'll just abort the mission and send me to a specialist so that we can prevent any further damage. So I'm seeing an awesome doctor. I have an awesome support system. This blog has been amazing. It's been an outlet for me, and I'm so happy that so many people have been able to resonate with this. As I mentioned in my first video, and as I've told everyone in my life, I want this to be what I needed when I got diagnosed. I wish I would have had somebody like me sit down and talk to me and say, you know, I see you. It's gonna be okay. And even if you can't comprehend that right now, you're gonna come out on the other side. There were days that I wanted to die. I thought that I was never going to get past this. And here I am now, 25 days away from the surgery that might take all my pain away. Now, there's no cure for endometriosis, but without a uterus, less uterine tissue grows, which is what endometriosis is when uterine tissue grows outside of the uterus. And I have stage 3, which means that it grows very aggressively, which is why it already took the left side of my reproductive system. So I do have one ovary left, my right one. We named her Olga. That's another thing that I want to be really, really clear about. Don't take yourself so seriously. Being more positive and making fun of myself and making light of the whole thing has made this process so much easier on me. It helps me to sleep better at night. It helps my day-to-day life, and it helps me want to continue to do this. It helps me want to advocate. Today, I direct messaged Steven, the CEO and founder of Lokai Bracelets, the black and white one with the mud from the Dead Sea and the water from Mount Everest, about an endometriosis awareness bracelet. That is crazy to me. And 2,000 people read this blog, and that is crazy to me. I hope that you guys resonate with me, and I hope that you can find support in me. Know that I'm here for you. Know that there are millions and millions of women around the world that are going through the exact same thing you are. And if you are on the cusp of not knowing what to do, if you're not diagnosed yet, if you just got diagnosed, if you're on Lupron, if you're on birth control, if you're getting surgeries, if you're experiencing infertility problems, which I know is a big thing and a problem for a lot of women, or if you're in my shoes, if you're getting a hysterectomy before you're 30, and you need somebody to talk to, or someone who's going through the same thing, you can always, always, always count on me. and I want to make this bigger than myself. I don't want to just be a girl in front of a camera and behind a keyboard. I want this to be big. I want to be an advocate. I want to raise awareness to a disease that most people haven't even heard of, but it's so common and so agonizing. So I guess that's where I'm gonna end this. I'm getting a hysterectomy this month, which means my reproductive system will be gone. And I tried to write a post about it, and it just, there's no real way to sit down and write something that sounds good when I can just come on here and be candid with you. So I'm sorry this video isn't super, production value or anything. It's just me sitting in front of the camera talking from the heart. And one other thing I wanted to add is that I did talk extensively with my significant other and my family about this decision. So this isn't something that I made on my own, and I don't believe it's a selfish decision either. It is what's best for my life. It could save my life. And it's the decision that I've made, and that my doctors have made, and that my family has made. And I appreciate the support from everybody. I am blown away by the messages that I've gotten from some of you, and I just want to continue to be the one to tell you that I see you, and you are not invisible, no matter how invisible you might feel. I know it sucks so bad to look normal and feel terrible because no one takes you seriously and everyone thinks you're lying, and you don't know how many times I wished that Endo had some kind of outside something that made us look sick, like I remember going to work and saying I didn't feel well and feeling guilty, like I was lying, even though I wasn't, because I look okay. And I would put makeup on and do my hair because I wanted to look presentable, but inside I was dying. And I just felt like no one believed me, and that I was invisible, that my pain was invisible. And that feeling is very isolating, and I've experienced it firsthand, I know. So my goal of this entire thing is to let you know that even though the world might not see your illness, I do. And plenty of women do. And there is plenty of support out there for you that I have now found. And if you're going through something similar, please reach out to me. I would love to get you on board to help me do things like bring this loci bracelet to life, do things like make a foundation, do things like make shirts for charity, I don't know, anything. And if you're not aware, I am making these videos, posting them to YouTube, and then putting them on my blog. So I do have a YouTube channel. The only videos that are on it right now are obviously going to be this one and my About Me video, but I am planning on continuing to make things on there if you prefer to watch instead of listen. Listen and watch instead of read. And, just follow me along. I plan on documenting the hysterectomy, my recovery, and what my life is like afterwards, along with just, some everyday things like how to look okay when you're not, and how to be positive, and just various stuff. And if you guys have any ideas of things that you want to know from me or that you need, let me know. I'm an open book, and I'm not afraid to get on camera and tell the world, that I'm having a hysterectomy. And I know that there's a taboo around talking about lady things and vaginas and periods and this, that, and the other, which is totally ridiculous. We're all adults, and even if you're not, it's totally natural, and I don't have any problem talking about it in the most gruesome detail. So if you need that, let me know, and I'm willing to do that for you. So this is just my video letting you know I'm getting a hysterectomy. That's the next step. I wrote in my last blog post that there was only one real option left, and this is it. So this is where I'm at, but I'm in a good place. I'm in a very good place mentally. I'm feeling great about this blog and the people I've been able to reach already, and the people that hopefully I'll be able to reach over the span of the next year. I'm so glad to have my family and friends and boyfriend who have supported me through all of this. So if you guys are watching this, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't have asked for a better support system throughout this process and making this decision, which obviously has been the most life-changing decision that I've ever had to make. And ultimately it was up to me, but your guys' constant support, I never once felt guilty. I never once felt pushed one way or another, and that has meant the world to me. So thank you to my family and friends, and thank you to everyone watching, whether I know you in person or this is the first time you're hearing my voice. Thank you for watching, thank you for reading, and thank you for being strong. And just know that you're not alone, and that this isn't the end. It's just the beginning.